Yeah, live hip hop daily. You tuned in to the one-on-one segment with the coach once again. Good to have you with us, man. As always, we bring you interviews from culturalists around the game, people around hip hop culture. Today, we have another special guest, another BX official MC. Chi Ali's in the place with us.
What's good, y'all? What's good, people?
Yeah. Good to see you, man.
Good to be seen.
You know that, man. You know that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, we get together and rap about different events going on, current events, so on and so forth. And I wanted to jump into the recent show that took place here in NY, the Masters of Ceremony concert.
Right, Radio City. That was big.
Yeah, that was huge, man. A lot of people came out. A lot of people performed. And we heard you bless the stage, too, along with Black Sheep.
Just tell my brother Drez.
Yeah, man. So tell us the people a little bit about the show, who was on it, and the significance of it.
I think this show, the Masters of Ceremony show, first where it was at Radio City, I think, that made it really major. And I think it was very significant because you have so many other genres of music where a lot of the old heads is rich and they stay eating for the rest of their lives off records. You take a Motley Crue, Iron Maiden, Bon Jovi, they can tour now and produce and come out doing songs that was hits in the 80s and whatnot, and still get hundreds of thousands for shows. And they make sure that they artists in those different genres of music live happily. Whereas in hip hop, it's kind of like once dudes is old, considered old school, they more or less forgotten about. And I think that's fucked up because it's like we don't take care of our own. I mean, you have brothers like Kool Herc there, and I don't know what his financial situation is, but I can pretty much say with some sort of certainty that he's not a millionaire. And I think that's a sin because he basically gave birth to this field of music that is now making billions. And to have so many artists that will spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions, be it on cars, jewelry, in the clubs. It's crazy that Kool Herc isn't like so situated where you have somebody like, you take boxing, Muhammad Ali, he's an ambassador for boxing. Where we don't know what he has, but we know he's alright. And everywhere he goes, there's individuals that's gonna make sure he's alright. And I feel like Kool Herc, if not anyone else, should be okay too. Whether it's the Jay-Z's, the Kanye's. I heard Jay-Z did a show 2 weeks ago at the Barclays and went on by itself for about 45 minutes. So if you can't take out 45 minutes of your life for 1 year and just say, here, this is for you. I mean, I know no one owes no one anything, but just as a tribute, what I mean? If not nothing else to the founder of this thing we call hip hop, we call rap. I think that is definitely due to that man. But that's just one aspect. But just coming out and seeing so many heads, you had Drez, Brand Nubians, Biz, Kane, Slick Rick, Rakim, EPMD, DMX, Naughty. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a few people, but it was epic to me. I had never seen Rakim before. I had actually never even met the God, and I met the God for the first time. We got to build.
That's what's up.
That was special to me. I mean, for those that's the younger generation, they probably can't really relate to what I'm saying, but I guess that will be like today, just coming out, going to a show, and Drake blessing the stage or something someone of that statue. Because the God, that's the God.
That's serious business.
I was in the crowd like, I ain't no joke. Like, that shit was epic for me. Like, and I'm not no groupie nigga now.
Right. Not me, son. There's nothing wrong with that. We came up listening.
That was the God. So for me, that was special. Another moment definitely was seeing when Kane came out and they did the symphony. They had Marley there, Master Ace, Craig G, G-Rap, and Kane. And I actually never knew this, but when they finished performing it, they announced that this was the first time that they had performed the symphony with all of them being there.
Wow.
So that was, I think, epic, not only for them, but for me too. If you came up in hip hop, the symphony, that was special. And not just the symphony, but the Juice Crew. Like at one time, the Juice Crew was them dudes.
Word. That was the crew to beat.
You had Biz. It was just so much going on. I'm running backstage and in the audience and trying to get tickets for individuals. People hit my phone. I missed a lot. But I seen a lot too, and I was just blessed and privileged to be a part of it, and just to be in attendance, man.
That was a
beautiful thing, man.
That's what's up, and we hope to see more shows like that, man.
Absolutely, like there's no way that shouldn't be a tour.
Wow.
That should definitely be a tour because I know the bulk of individuals that was on that ticket, you know, could definitely use it. From the finances to the publicity and everything that comes with it, as well as the individuals from our age group want to see it.
That's right.
I mean, that's something that I would really pay to see again. It kind of took away that, you know, we was performing and backstage and all of that, because it was a lot of the show that I missed that I want to see.
That you wanted to see.
Absolutely. Some I've never seen before, and even the individuals that I have, it's been so long that I definitely want to see dudes get busy. And it's just a blessing. And it was so much love. Like, it wasn't no tension. It's like everybody from that generation, everybody fucked with each other. Even the dudes that may have had different issues back then.
Yeah.
So many years have gone by that you would have never knew, and it was just it was love, man.
And that's why I think it's part of the time. Like, you know, real talk, man. Like you said, you know, some of the hatchets have been buried and some of the differences have been put to the past, and rightfully so.
I think it's a lot easier, because back then at that time, most of the beefs was about MCing.
Right.
I mean, I remember Slick Rick and Kane had a dispute over who was supposed to headline the show. This was back in the day.
Right.
But it wasn't nothing where motherfuckers had to be scared for their families' lives. It wasn't on that level. It was a different type of beef, and all the beefs, it stayed, and the individuals who was beefing kept it in the booth, kept it on record.
Right.
And that's all it was. It wasn't no further than that. It was, at the end of the day, I'm nicer than you.
And that's it.
And I'm going to do my best to show that. But it wasn't about, when I see you,
it's this,
you
it's
know
that.
what it is.
Watch yourself coming out the building and all that.
It was a lot different. It was a lot different. And I think a lot of the younger generation that I didn't see there need to go out and see things like that, because that's number one, how it should be,
right? And
number two, just not only paying homage, but knowing where this craft that you into now came from, knowing where it started from, knowing what it is. You know what I mean? You go the same way when you be in school, they make you take global studies or social studies, so you know about this country where you came up, you know what happened and how we got to where we are today. We should know that about our craft, especially for all the young brothers that's trying to be MCs.
I would say that too, and you know, just to add on, that's a big point. You know what I mean? Take heed to what you're saying there. You know, this is culture and this is business, and for you to get involved with either one, really not knowing the history and, you know, how things progress, how the business progress, you shortchanging yourself.
Yeah,
you know,
that was epic, man. That was like, I was so blessed to be there and glad that I was there for the whole thing from beginning to end.
That's what's up, man. And like you said, we hope to see more shows like that going out. You know, in 2013, there was a tour that went out, I think it was the Kings of the Mic or something like this, that went out with PE and with Ice Cube and so on and so forth. Yeah. This year, I think that tour is going back out, and they're adding Run D to that bill. That's what I've heard. Y'all may not know about that, so you might have heard that one first. I don't know if I'm talking too much, but just keep an eye out for that.
Definitely.
Because you know there are going to be some tours going out, and you know, like you said, and like you witnessed and like you just kicked. Yo, people want to see this, man.
Yeah,
you know, it's good for everybody. How was the crowd? I know you got to see some things in the crowd.
The crowd. It was an older crowd, but they was into it. I'm talking about when individuals was performing. You talking about word for word, just dudes like, oh, like that was my shit, like the symphony. You know what I'm saying? When Rakim dropped Eric B for president,
crazy.
And then he had did so many of his hits that after Eric B for president, I was like, damn, he getting ready to go off. And then he went into Paid in Full. I forgot about Paid in Full. But it's like all these songs as they come on, it's songs you don't even think about, but you know word for word. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, that was my drop right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that shit was epic. Yo, to God. Oh,
and not for nothing, those aren't just artists that were popular in the time period. Those names still come up because of what they mean to the culture. When you say Rakim, you know, different generations know who Rakim is. You may be closer to it. You may have been around when he first dropped, or your uncle, your brother, whoever, your aunt, your moms, whoever understood what that was about.
Most of those individuals on that ticket have songs that's classic hip hop records that's not going nowhere. That's good for generations. Where you got a lot of individuals now who have hot records, but I don't think they're records that 10 years from now, like I don't think you're gonna hear a lot of those songs 10 years from now. And I'm not taking nothing from them. It's just there's so many artists now, and the attention span is so short now that those songs it's just different. the songs don't leave a lasting impression on the culture like that. But when you take a song like Eric B for President or The Choice Is Yours, you could get with this or you could get that. The Vape is Ain't No Half Step.
Right.
OPP. So, some of these songs is just classic songs, classic hip hop records. Where if you took the top 20 hip hop records ever, most of those artists is gonna be on that lineup.
Yeah, that's true, and that's real. And speaking of that, musically, let me just ask, man, is there anything we can expect from you in the near future?
Yeah, I mean,
musically?
right now I'm working on it's looking like it's gonna be an EP. I just dropped my G-Check video featuring Jadakiss.
Okay.
So y'all can see that now. You can see it on my YouTube channel, Chiali BX. You can see it on World Star. This is 50. You know, all the big video blog sites and whatnot. It's on it. And a big shouts to Kiss for coming out and showing me love. It's called G-Check Chiali featuring Jadakiss. Also, like if you go on my YouTube page, I got videos I've done with my son, Fat Joe, joints I've done by myself. I mean, I'm just working, you know, basically just trying to get a feel for what's going on out there, letting people know I'm out there. Because I still get people on Facebook, yo, welcome home when you came home.
Right.
Like, it's still individuals who don't really know that I'm actually even home, and I've been home a little over a year now. So that's why, like, when people ask what's up with the mixtape or when you're dropping an album, the EP, what's dropping, it's like, I've got probably 50, 60 songs recorded, and I'm still in the studio 3-4 times a week recording. But I don't want to drop until I feel like I think I got to get a little more direction and get the right people in place around me.
Understood.
So when I do drop, everyone knows. It's like I don't want to drop a mixtape to be like, yeah, I got a mixtape out. I want people to know it's out there and to give it a listen, whether you like it or not. Just to know it's there and to give it a listen. Whereas if you drop it and half the people don't even know I'm there, know it's there to be heard. You can't even fault them because you can't fault someone for something they don't know.
They don't even know.
So, you know, just getting with the right publicists and management teams, and that's basically what I'm doing now, even more than recording. It's like that first year I was just recording, and wasn't really focusing on, you know, the business side of it, just trying to get real familiar with that booth again, with that studio again, with the sound that's popping now, the sound I like, and trying to, you know, intertwine the two and find something that is really going to be fitting and relevant for today's listener.
Right.
Be they 21, 31, or 41.
Right.
So that's basically where I'm at with it. But it's definitely a lot of stuff in the works. I got joints with everyone from Raheem DeVaughn, Novato, like I said, Fat Joe, Jadakiss, Mano. I'm working with Ninth Wonder, Premier, Showbiz. You know, the usual heads you would expect to see me with, as well as a bunch of newer heads from Webstar, Ron Browse. You know, everybody. And then I got a bunch of producers who you've never heard of. But at the end of the day, I don't discriminate. I don't really care about a name. If you know you got some beats, you can send them to me. I'm gonna listen to them, and if I like them, I'm gonna fuck with it. At the end of the day, I got a picky ear. Sometimes a beat might be dope, but it may not necessarily fit me.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I got other artists I'm working with who may fuck with it. But anybody who sends me tracks, like, I go through them myself, and joints I like, I get with. So if y'all got beats, and don't think if you send me 4 or 5 or even 10 beats, I don't like them, don't think I'm on some bullshit. Nah, it just didn't catch my ear for me. I mean, I had this one producer, Being One, out of Seattle. He sent me about 100 beats. I think I picked 2 of them, but those 2 beats I like a lot, and I feel like those records could really do something. So you can't get discouraged or nothing. Just know that I'm listening for a certain sound that I may need right now.
Word. And that makes sense.
Right.
You know, a lot of people will go through tracks and pick stuff, and this is why you need a producer involved, because that producer, and obviously you're more experienced than maybe somebody else, but that's what you need. Someone that can say, yo, this beat fits for what we're trying to say on this record and for this particular project at this time. You know what I mean?
And that's real important, because sometimes I get a beat and I'll be like, it's alright, and then when we finish with it, I'm like, yo, this shit is hot. Whereas sometimes I get a beat and be like, yo, this shit is crazy, but when it's done, I'm like, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So you never know. And at the end of the day, you never know what is going to be that hit, what the people is going to gravitate to. So that's why I like to just stay in the studio and keep recording, just making sure everything that I do rhyme over has some potential. Like when I listen to beats, if somebody sends me 10 beats, I listen for the joints I like or have some sort of potential, and those are the ones I pick, and the ones I don't like, I push them to the side.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just go from there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We about to jump into a break. My producers are giving us the signal. What video are we jumping into? All right, so we're going to jump into that. Yeah. Introduce that for us.
Yeah, you getting ready to see my boy Fat Joe and me, Games and Things. This is the first joint I actually recorded when I came home last year. Check it out, y'all. Tell the squad, what up?
That's what's up. Fat Joe, TS, Live Hip Hop Daily, 101 with the coach.